Hello and welcome to Something About Kitchens by Mary. My name is Mary Regan and I am the owner of Wayside Kitchens, your source for beautiful kitchens. On today's episode, we will be reviewing a kitchen renovation that we did in the town of Westford, Massachusetts. The home is a Cape-style home built in 1974. And it sits on a wooded lot that abuts conservation land. And it is in a cul-de-sac, a beautiful, beautiful setting for the home for a young family of 4. The kitchen appeared to be original to the home. We weren't sure. The cabinets were old, and of course, they needed to be replaced. In this renovation, we used Shiloh cabinets, inset door style, and the door is called Hanover. We also used the matching drawer fronts. In the color that we used is the Amazing Gray, which is a fantastic neutral for the home, and the homeowner will explain as to why she picked it. And we used white marble for the countertops and the full backsplash. We had the marble honed so that it would have a beautiful aged patina. In all the years in business, we have worked with many wonderful clients and we have done many beautiful kitchens. This time, we want to take the time to thank Brittany for taking the time to give us a tour on camera, which is not easy to do, of her beautiful new kitchen and dining room. She explains to us why she selected the finishes she selected, and she also is showing us how she uses her new kitchen and the difference it has made in her life. So, without further ado, here's Brittany.
The house is a traditional Cape, built in the 70s, 74, and we were very lucky to move into Bobolink and the Namnasset neighborhood here in Westford through family friends. And so when we were looking to redo our kitchen, we definitely wanted to honor the home and make sure that we were being true to its roots and sort of that vintage feel that it had to it. So when we were thinking about working with Mary and Wayside Kitchens, we really wanted to make sure that we were maximizing our space because the home being built in the 70s definitely didn't have an eat-in space. Definitely weren't using all of the wall space for storage, and we definitely didn't have the open concept between the dining room and the kitchen, and we really wanted to make sure that those spaces flowed a lot. So really adding a lot more counter space, taking out what was actually a coat closet turned pantry, utilizing this wall that was actually for like an eat-in dining table. We chose to take that out and use our formal living and dining. But yeah, and then utilizing even more space in the dining room as well for serving, our glassware. I have great antiques and things that were passed down to me that we wanted to display. Nice beverage center, so that we can host and entertain because I'm part of a really big family and we have people here all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it's just different features. We went with sort of a neutral but vintage color pattern, I think, with the Amazing Gray and sort of the different marble that we ended up going with that has, if you look at it, it does have streaks of like copper and green in it. And then just the oil rub bronze, sort of hardware and accessories going through here that kind of look aged and give that sort of industrial worn in lovely feel. But overall, I would say the biggest thing that we love about this kitchen is that it feels lived in, even though it's only about a month old. It doesn't feel too precious, and it feels like we can really cook as a family and enjoy, but it also just looks amazing. And the light that we get every morning and making our coffee, it's just a dream and a kitchen that will grow with us.
Now, I have a couple of questions for you regarding the marble, right? So
Yes.
you have this beautiful marble.
Yep.
So a month old, just about. And so far, what's your experience with the marble?
It's
Have
very
you had-
resilient.
Oh, it is. Okay.
But,
Okay.
there are a few spots I noticed, just like a ring or two, but it's only me really like looking really hard that I can see it. I'm really glad that we went with just a honed finished and not a polish. I like that it's not too perfect, if you will. And it allows you to just, I think even you said it to me, Mary, you were like, you want to be able, this is your kitchen, you're going to be in it every day, you want to use it, you want it to be utilized. So it's going to have those, imperfections, but they're imperfections that you're going to live with and love, that grow with you.
Exactly. So if you're not, to me, it's like if you're not constantly looking for the imperfections, for me, they disappear at home.
Totally. And actually, I'm the only one that notices it. Like when, my mom is here, I'm like, oh, you can see that? She's like, I wouldn't have even noticed it unless you pointed it out. And even then you have to get down at an angle and see things, but it's just me looking because it's my kitchen and I'm here every day. I love it. I love that it's tough, that it's resilient, and I have young kids, so it's going to take a beating.
Now, the other question is your option to go with the full backsplash.
Yes.
You know that's really in right now. Like everyone is going with this statement marble. I'm like, we were ahead of the curve.
Totally. Well, I'll take credit for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it too is just like when you come down to the end of it and you're making so many design decisions, I don't know that I could mentally make one more decision. And I honestly, now that it's in, I feel like it might have been too much since we did the tile floor in here to add one more focal point that would have been a different texture. I think it would have almost made it too modern, if you will. Whereas bringing the splash, I think, all the way up kept that vintagey sort of look that we were going for, that sort of worn in look, and it mirrors the floor really well.
So the other thing is your color option for the cabinets. You did not go with the pure white.
No.
So amazing gray is amazing, right?
It is. I love it. I feel like at certain times it looks beige. Other times I get this hint of green. Sometimes it's gray. I just really like that it's not white, and
you have the white on the counters, right?
I have the white on the counters and my walls, but I also feel like it's that I was looking for that grayish color, that gray beige, that kind of just goes with the aesthetic of our house, really, because we have a lot of dark wood accents, you can see, so it gave that nice pop, but without being, again, too modern. I think white would have been too modern for the style we were going for.
And how about the window? Tell me, how did that develop, right? Because I'm a fan, that's my trademark, right?
Yes.
With the window.
So the previous setup had a 3-pane or a 3-window setup here, and it had the window grates across it. But you can see we have an amazing piece of property in the backyard here.
Beautiful. I love your backyard.
And so we really just wanted to showcase, not only the sink and the hardware, but then just the window brings in so much light, and you can see so much, and it's the nice crank out that you're able to do. And then we got, I think it's 9 extra inches behind the sink for, just additional space, whereas the other window abutted right to the sink there.
And you had to contend with the grout and cleaning behind the sink and all that.
Yeah.
This just eliminates all of that, right?
Yes, and not to mention the other window was about 50 years old. It had seen its days. It was good.
So originally you wanted the window with the grid, right? To match the rest of your windows. So
yeah,
okay.
in my mind, when I thought about it, I wanted it to match the brand new windows that we put throughout the home. And we have the grid on top for that, it's called a cottage style window. But when talking to Tom, our contractor, you know, he had mentioned that you're not going to be able to like lean over and actually like lift up a cased opening, and that the way that the countertop was going to go all the way to the window. You know, he had said the best thing is a crank out, because now you're not leaning over and having to constantly open or close those windows, and you don't have to reach up high. And we got a lot more glass space
by going to the two instead of the three, right? So you
three.
don't have, and I think the stain came out beautiful.
Yes, I like that we kept the wood matching to the rest of the trim throughout the house. It just gives it that extra little, you know, feel that it's meant to be in the home and flows with the home.
So I got to tell you that this is all what's on trend right now. So we were not being trendy at all, right? Like,
well,
I mean, not.
We started this kitchen over a year ago, so I'll take credit for starting the trend.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think we definitely, I envisioned this in my head, and we just started going with it and putting it all down on paper, and it evolved from there. But I loved all the aspects, you know, of it. It feels like it should be in this house, like it's been in this house. It doesn't feel like a brand new room, even though it is. If you flow through the rest of my house, it looks like it's been here, and that's the way it was meant to be from the beginning. And that's really what I wanted to go for. That's what we achieved.
Yeah, perfect.
We want to thank Brittany for taking the time to give us a tour of her beautiful new kitchen. We also wish them and her and her family nothing but the best. And we wish that they make many, many wonderful memories in their beautiful new space. We want to thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And we welcome comments. And we also want to let you know that if you're looking to do a kitchen renovation, we might be the people for you. And we hope that you consider us for your project. Again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye.